I'll start. Kennedy, obviously, congrats through the grand final. Firstly, what does that mean to you and the club to qualify for the grand final?
Yeah, look, I mean, it means everything, because this is what this group and our club and our community, this is why we do it, right? We want to play basketball at the pointy end and compete for a championship, and this group of athletes and players and people have just put in a body of work all season. So I'm happy for them, excited, but yeah, I mean, this is why we do it. So now we get the opportunity to compete for the big prize.
Sami, talk us through the game. Obviously, you had 22, 10 and 6, so a great all-round game for yourself, but the Flames gave it to you. They were within one bucket there in the third quarter. What was the messaging from Kennedy going into that fourth where you guys sort of pushed away a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really, really tough and resilient group. Credit to them. I think we were just trying to lock in on really focusing on what our defensive schemes were, in particular on balls with particular people, and really making sure we squared that away. Making sure we weren't overhelping on other people outside of that to then create shots, because it felt like we were sort of creating some open looks for them late in shot clock. And then, just executing on the other end, getting to the spots we wanted to get to, getting the actions we wanted to get to, and trying to kind of take the best shot we could get.
Now, Kennedy, obviously now you guys transition to Townsville, so what's sort of the next couple of days look like for you guys in preparation for that series?
Yeah, I mean, probably just to echo Sammy's words, I don't know, you just had Guy and Kayla in here, but just credit to Sydney. I thought if from our perspective, obviously both teams were trying to compete to play in the final series, but I don't think we could have asked for a more spirited, resilient, competitive effort from a team that I know that's been decimated with injuries, and I know coaches, Coach Guy's been, it's tough. It's a difficult situation to be in, and I don't think any WNBL coach here would wish that on any other program. So I just credit to that group. I think the experience that group has gained just from this experience alone with a lot of young players has been really invaluable. So I want to tip my hat to Sydney. I think they've given us great preparation in that sense. For us now, I think probably just trying to enjoy that moment, even if it's only for the 5-minute walk back to the hotel for me, and to start preparing for the next game. And we're already having conversations about what that looks like for us. Different team too, I think. Just something, obviously today, Sami mentioned that we had some calibration we needed to do with pick and roll coverages at different times. I think Townsville will present a different set of challenges, and they've been playing great basketball. So I think for us, we'll really hone in on what that needs to look like. Obviously tomorrow I'll be travel and recovery, and then we're back on the floor Saturday to start hashing out what that game plan looks like.
Kennedy, the Flames pushed you really hard at the opening of the game. Were you surprised by the intensity of their play?
No, not at all. I mean, you've got a lot of great players there that know what it's about. Kayla, Talia, they've all played finals basketball before, so no doubt that Guy had his game plan, and I think that group was always going to compete for it. We never expected to be a walk in the park by any means. So I think they knew the importance and the gravity and the magnitude of what they were competing for. And again, I thought they can walk away if their heads were held really high, because they definitely showed out today.
And you're going into the grand finals series against Townsville. They've been playing pretty interesting basketball as well, the way they've been adjusting and the way they particularly played against Perth. How do you see them as a threat?
I mean, look, I think first and foremost, I think Shannon's an incredibly good coach. There's a reason why he's on the Opal staff. There's a reason why he's coach of the year. He does a great job. I think he's got that group playing really good basketball. For us, it's probably, I think, any situation with Shannon. I know that Coffey just had a 38-point game only 2 games ago, the first game in game 1 of the series. But typically, coaching against Shannon a number of times over the last 10 years, you've got to be really locked in with your schemes. You've got to play great team basketball, because they're a team that just had 32 assists in a game. It's not going to be honing on one play. I think everyone has to get their respect, and obviously an individual scout's going to be important, but for us it's going to be team defence that gets it done. And I think you're looking at, I think we've been arm wrestling at number 1 offence all season long. They've been number 2 or 3, somewhere in the mix, and I think we've been sort of arm wrestling with them with 1 and 2 for defence all year. So you've got probably two of the best teams, at least statistically, playing each other in the finals.
Sami, it got a little bit physical out there from time to time. How did you find it when it was getting? Do you think it was frustration from each team that was causing that?
No, I think it's basketball and people want to win. So you get physical to try and be disruptive and take people out of things. And I think you're trying to kind of gauge each game what they're going to allow, right? And if they're allowing more, then you take more. And when they start calling it, you have to sort of pull back. But I think all that is competitive spirit.
And heading into the series against Townsville, what do you see as the biggest challenges that you're going to face as players?
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure that out when we watch film and we talk about everything. Obviously, they're a really great team. They're in the Grand Final. They've played really great basketball kind of at this back end of the season, particularly since getting Coffee. I think for us, it's going to be, we haven't played them since they've had her, so it'll be looking at actions for her and how we can try to limit her. Obviously, she had a really, we spoke about, she had a really great game, but obviously then she had maybe a quieter game in game 2, but they blew them out. So, it's not one person. With Shannon, usually it's always the team, it's team dynamics, it's how they share the ball. So I think, we're going to have a look and we'll figure out what the coaches come together with our scout, and we'll do our best to execute.
Sami, we've seen some really good young prospects come out of the COE into the WNBL over the last couple of years, and it looked like you had a really good battle against Bonnie tonight. How did you see that matchup?
I love Bonnie. Bonnie's great. She's really tough. I think she's going to have a really, really incredible career. I know she's going to go play in Arkansas, and I know that coach well. He has got a good one. I think she's going to develop a ton in college basketball in that environment, and I think that she's going to be a name that you'll see on OPO squads throughout WNBL, Europe, all of that. She has a high motor. She's incredibly physical. And at a young age, it's hard to have those sort of traits already. And she really has that. So I think she's going to be really, really good.
And then just looking forward to the next game as well. Obviously, you spent some time in Townsville last season. When you go back up there, is there a sense of unfinished business when you walk into that building? I mean, obviously, different team, but...
not really. That was... we had the year that we had, and it played out the way that it did. And, it wasn't what we wanted, but that's sport. So I think in terms of feeling like there's unfinished business, I probably just feel that in the sense of like, I really want to win a championship. But there's no team that I'd rather win a championship with than the team I'm on right now. I love this group, and that's what I'm playing for. So.
Thanks, guys. Good luck in the Grand Final.
Thank
Thank you very much.